Habib's fighting Gaethje. I've said this numerous times. I'm just being honest about it. I pick Khabib for sure. I think he's possibly one of the guys that can retire from the sport undefeated, possibly. And Buffer said that, and I agree with him. That being said, I've been on record multiple times, even before Gaethje fought Ferguson, and especially after, saying that Gaethje is one of the most dangerous fights for Khabib. Do you agree with that? I mean, do you agree with just the fact that, like, Khabib is a monster, but if you're going to pick a dangerous fight for him, doesn't Justin fit doesn't he fit like the mold as the scariest guy if you're wanting Khabib to win and hopefully not get caught by one of those crazy punches?
Absolutely. You're spot on. And there are factors to it. You know, there are reasons why Justin's so dangerous. One, his ability to wrestle defensively. Yep. You know, he's a high-level wrestler. I know he doesn't use his wrestling offensively as much as people might want to see, but he's a high-level wrestler, NCAA All-American. His boxing and stand-up is as good as it comes. He's got fantastic cardio, and he's got an iron chin, you know. So he's very, very difficult matchup for Khabib. With that being said, I believe Khabib Nurmagomedov is the most dominant fighter MMA has ever seen.
Yeah.
And I understand that there's been some great guys to this point, but nobody makes it look as easy as Khabib Nurmagomedov. And I do believe that he's going to retire undefeated. And I believe that he's going to retire undefeated sooner than later. Because when you get to 28, 29-0, no hiccups, man. Like, he made no mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, won 28 straight fights, like 12-0 in the UFC. So I just think he's the most dominant fighter the UFC's ever seen. And I don't think we're ever going to see anything like him again whenever he walks away from the sport.
I agree with you.
And with that being said, that's taking nothing away from the guys he's fighting.
Yeah,
they are fantastic. They're phenomenal. But I just think that this kid has developed. He came in the AKA as a wrestler, but he has developed his skills over in Dagestan with his dad. Rest in peace. Also with Javier and the rest of the coaches. With you guys sparring with him and grabbing him and working with him.
He's so strong.
I think when he found that connection to the gym, it allowed for him to go to a level that's unmatched, has never been seen before.
And like you said, no disrespect to his opponents. That's the reason we're saying what we're saying, because the level of opponents he's fighting are also the best fighters in the world. So it's like there's no disrespect there. But he's beating them, and he's beating them convincingly. That's the whole reason we're saying that.
Well, look at Dustin Poirier, how good he looked against Dan Hooker.
Amazing.
And look at what Khabib did to him. Like, Dustin went between rounds and was like, I can't get him off of me. Once he grabs me,
he's so strong,
I can't get him off of me. Like, this is Dustin Poirier, who's one of the bigger lightweights in the entire world. And, you know, he's just a beast, man. You felt it. I felt when I grab a guy that fights at 155 and I go, man, he feels strong.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, that should not happen. Like, he should not feel strong to me whenever I grab him. But he does.
I've told people multiple times when he grabs my wrist and when we're wrestling, like, it's like a heavyweight. It's a heavyweight grip. And not only that, but he makes me, I'm not like a wrestler, obviously, like you, but he makes me lose complete, like, a balance of my body. Like, basically, I feel like he can put me anywhere he wants to put me, and I can't do anything about it. No matter how I move, no matter where I put my legs, no matter what I hook, he just has that ability to take your balance completely away from you with such strength. And it's like, that's why you got guys like Dustin Poirier going between rounds and saying, I can't get him off me. They're just like stunned because you can watch it and not understand, you know. But when he grabs you and you're actually wrestling him, you're like, holy shit, man. It's not just like what people are saying. Like, it's like even a different level than that, you know.
Well, you think you're preparing for it, but you can't prepare for it until he grabs you.
Right.
And since you don't get him to grab you every day, you can't really understand what you're in store for until you're in the octagon and it's too late.
Yeah, absolutely. Second quick question from your standpoint. Who is the next biggest star? Now, we obviously have seen the stars come through that are huge draws. Like, there's not going to be Connor's forever and all these guys, all you guys that are just gigantic draws and stars and everything. Who is the next superstar coming up right now that we should look at? Like, who should we buy the stock of?
I mean, there's some guys, you know. Sean O'Malley is one of those guys that has a ton of potential to be a star. This Chamzalaev kid that's been fighting the last couple weeks, the Russian kid, he's got a great personality. He fought twice in 10 days. I think that he has a chance. But then I start to think about some of these younger champions that are just starting to. Israel Adesanya can be a massive star in mixed martial arts. I believe that Alexander Volkanovski has potential to be a star. I believe that Davison Figueiredo can be a master star because of his ability to put guys out at such a small weight. When you start talking these young champions, I feel like these guys have the ability to be stars. But if we're talking prospects, I think Sean O'Malley stands out above the rest because when you look at Sean O'Malley, he has 1 million followers,
Yeah.
barely into the top 15 in the world,
Yeah.
and put out his own gear last week, and it all sold out in 3
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. He's got the
Right,
star
three
power,
hours he sold out
the it
all of his
factor.
gear. Right, he's got something about him that makes people want to pay attention and makes people want to watch. And Sean O'Malley's in the co-main event of my fight card. Right,
Yeah.
this is crazy. A
Yeah.
bantamweight fighting in the co-main event of our fight card, and I think that speaks to his drawing potential and also his star qualities and star potential that he's so high up on the card in such an important spot.
It's very reminiscent of Conor, being that how fast he's growing and then being on that co-main event of your fight and everything. It's very reminiscent of him getting those big opportunities
Yeah.
and then handling them. I remember when he fought the main event in Ireland and handled it like a champion. I mean, it didn't even put all that pressure, and it didn't even show in the slightest. And then look where he became. I think Sean's the same way. This is the test with your fight as well, where we're going to see if he's going to break through and be that next big superstar.
And it's the same, right? Conor had to beat guys like Diego Brandao and those guys.
Yeah.
And I feel a very dangerous fighter, but I feel like this is Sean O'Malley's Diego Brandao. He's fighting Chito Vera, who is unbelievable, a great, fantastic fighter. And if Sean can buzz through Chito in the way that he's buzzed through the rest of these guys, I mean, last fight he slept Eddie Wineland. Eddie Wineland is a savage. Dude is a fantastic striker, has really good power, and Eddie Wineland is as tough and durable as they come. And O'Malley put him out in phenomenal fashion. So this is that moment where if he gets past Chito Vera, he might get one of those big fights that really catapults him into the top 10, top 7 type of range. But he's phenomenal. I think he's phenomenal.